Well, thank you very much. Let me congratulate the APC leadership. Let me congratulate the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who's from that party, for the amicable way, they explore to resolve their own crisis. It showed their readiness. It showed they are prepared, to govern, a country like Nigeria, where we are going to have a diverse, opinion, which is allowed, which is permissible, under the law. Yes, it was issue that was woven around the financial property, an allegation, even though it has not been proven, but the duo of the national chairman and national secretary opted, to toe the path of honor because it is sacrosanct in law that you cannot be a judge, in your own case. So they now have an acting chairman and acting secretary, no matter the allegation they were levied with, the two of them felt were in the interest of the party because the party bigger than them. They have contributed, a lot to the party. They still thought, within themselves that, we must not allow our party to disintegrate. Therefore, let us step aside so that at least other freshmen can come on board and, they will now do the investigation. And if they come out clean, fine, they can be called upon, or probably in other higher capacity, the president can invite them. Now, to your second question regarding issue of Labour Party, we are so unfortunate that we have the former national chairman, Abure, as our national chairman ever in the history of Labour Party, because that is the worst national chairman that ever presided over Labour Party. And we're also very unfortunate to have the likes of Peter Obi, and his ethnic, irredeemable irredentist, that invaded Labour Party. Where we thought, they came with the hope of a new Nigeria, with the hope of forming a better Nigeria. We never know that they came, to divide us. We never knew they have this ethnic agenda that they want to perpetrate. And they felt Labour Party is the best, party for them to actualize that inordinate ambition. Why do I call them ethnic redentists? At first, the crisis started. I remember sometimes in November last year, when the list of the President Campaign Committee, was released without the consent of the National Working Committee. I raised this issue within the NWC meeting, and that was the very first day that I know Obi is not a Democrat, but rather is a dictator. We raised this issue, and the issue I formulated that day was, we have a national chairman from the South, we have president candidate from the South, we have director general from the South. Why we are doing this? Let us now give the director general of the campaign to the North, because we must be seen to be, truly represented as a Nigerian. But it was at this juncture, that, Obi became something else. And thereafter, he was very, very clear. It came out clear that for him, he preferred the people that he can, that can quickly understanding. And by then, I got to know he's talking about his people from his region, and that is not acceptable to us as Labour Party. I went on here to complain about an attempt by Abure, who is from the Oromi, the Igbo side of Edo State, the attempt to southernize Labour Party, which Abure knows is not going to be possible because Abure is not my leader in Labour Party. We were together, we are both foundation members of Labour Party. I was a deputy state chairman when he was a state secretary in Edo State. So there is nothing is coming out to prove that we have not become in that party. And he had the opportunity, to be acting national secretary here and there because we were more from the Southwest because of the advent of Mimiko, who was our first governor in Labour Party. We have senator, we have House of Rep, we have assembly, all over then. Even as of 2019, we have an assembly from Benue. We have the former deputy Senate president, that the immediate past, Senator Agege was elected under Labour Party before he defected to ACN, so it's not to be that mid Labour Party. Labour Party have been there, but probably he felt, the ideology is in tandem with his own ideology, and he came deceptively to lure all of us into his ideology. And we never knew he was against the North, he was against the South, except people from Anambra, Imo, and Abia. Those are the people, he felt he can do business with politically. So that's the other side. Then when this matter, rages on, I just want to lay this out for the first time that he was the one that threatened that we will be removed from the party for him to have his way. And I told him it's not going to be possible because we are the foundation member of Labour Party, and there are certain instances I've been telling those who care to listen, but I think I will let them know here now. The NSC that is supporting Abure today has taken over the party sometimes in 2017, 2018, where they fostered one Omotosho from Kwara on Labour Party. Where was Abure then? I was just the state chairman of Labour Party in Ogun. And I remember vividly, the then national chairman, may God bless his soul, because even Alhaji Abdul Kadri, in death, is better than Abure alive. It's better. I will never forget when Abure was brought to Abeokuta by my very good brother, the national advisor of the party. They came, and I was the sole sponsor of the suit that we instituted in Federal Court Abeokuta. And what was it all about? They went and entered into agreement with Labour Congress, and they call it consent judgment, where they have agreed that they will give the NLC National Secretary and Labour Party National Chairman. As at then, Alhaji Abdul Kadri, may God bless his soul, ceded the National Secretary to NLC. Comrade Arabambi is alive. Comrade Kwadolale, they are alive. These were the people that entered that consent agreement, consent judgment, very, very high court in Abuja here. It was at the point that they now want to make the consent judgment to see the light of the day. Abure started running up and down because he knew they have sold the slot out to NSC. He came with Barrister Akingbade. The man is fighting today because he knew he has no power to save himself. I was just member of INEC as state chairman of the party. They came. I hired an SCN. I hired an SCN. I paid with my money. Who is Ojuku? Did Ojuku have 500,000 then? Umar was his state chairman in Kaduna State. That is the outside national secretary. I paid money, millions of naira to that SCN. We fought with Mr. Femi Falana. And we made sure that it did not see the end of the day, because our point that I governed at that time was that NEC were not involved in that consent judgment. And the NWC has no power to take decision for Labour Party except it is approved by NEC, which the court agreed with us. And that was the end of the consent judgment that made Abure to stay. Unfortunately, we lost that chairman. We lost him to the cold hand of death. And look at Abure. Then the second round came to NLC. The same Comrade Arabambi, they pushed forward Maria Labake from Benue. No, from I think Ebonyi, yes. From Benue. From Benue. It was one that came because our constitution then was about where national chairman died, the deputy national chairman from there. Then we have two deputy national chairman. We have Lamidi Apapa and we have Maria Labake, all of them. So, along the line, they ceded the something to Labake without NEC meeting. Anyway. Then the woman now, through NLC and TUC, wanted to hold onto the party. Then we began another fight with NLC, with Abure. And we succeeded in getting Abure as national chairman. I, that seated there, was the mover of the motion in 2021 in Benin, Edo State, where I moved a motion for Abure to ascend from national secretary to national chairman, and Alhaji Umar from national vice chairman, Northwest, to national secretary. Same characters went to Asaba to claim Arabambi has been expelled in 2014. NDLA need to work on a lot of political leaders. NDLA, they need to work on a lot of political leaders. Somebody that moved your motion, that the record is with INEC in 2021 for you to be national chairman. That same person, you start with Peter Obi, a breaker of law, to go and announce in Asaba that that person has been expelled, and some buffon, they took it hook, line, and sinker. The record are there that I moved that motion, supported by another state chairman, and that was I. We removed Labake, Mariam Labake, as that national chairman, just 2021. But what we see, the moment he came on board, this agenda came on his head when Peter Obi came. They entered into agreement that everybody that have worked for the Labour Party, let them put them away, because I want to take hold of Labour Party. Even if he doesn't win 2023 election, he will use the party. And he doesn't want those that are very versatile. Abure bought into it. They recruited Ojukwu. Now, the former national secretary was not part of them before, but how he joined them, I don't know. And this was the reason why, he was just operating on his own. Abure brought every member of his family into Labour Party, awarding contract to them. Their chicken, their goat, mosquitoes from Abure family, all of them were working in National Secretariat. Everybody. He brought all the principalities and power from Anambra under Peter Obi. All of them came into Labour Party. Every manner of people that are consequential, they were bring them to Labour Party to lord them over us. And we told Abure, you are sitting on the keg of one father, we will not accept this rascality from you. Then, what happened? He started forging signatures. In Edo, Honorable Murphy Marcel, Mr. Ezeoko. Thereby, the fact that he collected money from the people who used to subdue them illegally. We didn't know until when the finalists came out from INEC. We called him, how do you got this done? He said, oh, the people that we do were the one that we do. He said, no. They said, no, we didn't withdraw. We didn't withdraw from this race. Then we now wrote to INEC. INEC gave all the documents submitted. Because by law, it's only Nigerian chairman and secretary that can submit names of candidates that want to run in your party. And they did. When we got this one, we now proceeded to police. And police came out with their forensic results. They came out with their report, which I applied for under the DIG Kokumo, retired now. I demanded for it. And they gave us, upon which we now proceeded to court. The court find favor in what we presented, because the court knew he fought the signature of a judge, he fought the signature of the commissioner for oath, and he also did his own TSA account, his own receipt number. He did it on himself, and he submitted everything to INEC. And INEC believed him, since there's something but the stamp of the court. And he was restrained from parading himself. All this is known to Peter Obi, a man who is claiming that certain people are criminal, they cannot be president. Some people are criminal. He's worst. He's the worst. Because how could you still be mingling with a man you knew in fought the signature of a judge? How could you still be seen to be sitting down with such a person? He showed the two of them are criminal. And up to today, what are we seeing? They keep obnobbing as if to say when he was doing the wedding, it was Abure that was the best man. And that was the problem we found ourselves in Labour Party. We are a bunch of gangsters. We are a bunch of political predators, political buccaneers that have come to invade Labour Party with the mindset that, we the founders, we are just paper politicians and they are somebody. And they are just paperweight in Labour Party, in PDP, where they are coming from. Other than Obi, who knows all those people that came with the other pedestrian politicians that came with Obi from PDP? Who knows them? Most of them are the ones sweeping a legacy, national headquarters of PDP. And they came to Labour Party, and because of the moron who called himself our national chairman then, who sold his art for money, he just badged into the idea and started pushing everybody out. And today, here we find ourselves. And despite the restraining order, they went to Court of Appeal. They lost. Now they have gone to Supreme Court. But why that order was subsisting, the day Obi lost respect in Labour Party was why he sat with them in Asaba. To seamlessly organize themselves through, the peaceful resignation of Niger and Nigerian Secretary. And the two of them, when they resign now, as APC collapsed, no man is an island to himself. The party is bigger than every member. But in our own, Peter Obi is bigger than the Constitution of Nigeria. Abure is bigger than the Constitution of Nigeria. And the two of them are bigger than Labour Party. And that was why they kept, doing their awada keri all over Nigeria, doing all manner of frivolous primary that has even been set aside by federal court in Owerri, that have affirmed the primary conducted on the 16th of August by Apapa-led NWC. And the court had discountenanced the primary held on the 15th by Abure and co. And even as I speak to you today, the governor that we have, Alex Oti, is supporting them, is brancoling them. Is that the people that want to rule Nigeria? People that don't have respect for anybody. I think the people that want to rule Nigeria. And who's going to give them that chance? I just want to thank God and I want to thank Nigeria that the little vote they gave Labour Party. Yeah, I want to thank you, but most importantly, my thanks go to Almighty God for that allow Peter Obi to have been declared the winner of the election, because Nigeria will have ceased to exist. Because a man who will be dining and whining with a criminal, a man who knows there was a court that is trading Abure, and you see them going to court, yet they had the audacity to be criticizing Shiwole Oladipekun, that in a written address, demand the quasi judiciary, the demand the quasi judiciary. Who is the greatest anarchist in this country? It's Obi, because they don't have respect for anybody. We were in the court of appeal the other day. He organized some miscreants from the Igbo land. We know all of them. To strangulate us, to assassinate us in that court, even not for the help of the Nigerian police. Is that the kind of man who wants to come and rule Nigeria? God forbid. And today is in court, claiming he's looking for some mandate, a stolen mandate. And you have a man in the name of Akoshitokun who was on loan from Zenith Labour Party, their senatorial candidate, even up to now, who was on loan to Labour Party, claiming that the INEC chairman should resign. To resign for what? Was the INEC chairman that prevented them from submitting the name of all their party agents for the 176,000 polling unit? Was it the INEC chairman that said they should not pay agents? Was the INEC chairman that said they should not spend money during electioneering campaign? So what is the business of INEC chairman? So they just wanted Professor Mahmoud Yakubu to just allocate vote to them for job they didn't do. You have to work before salary is paid to you. I give it to Alhaji Atiku. Look at the way he's conducting himself now. But it's only you see most of these people You know, it's only the obedient. I want to let me give you the difference between obedient and the obedient. Obedient are the Labour Party member. Obedient are those miscreants following Obi all around. They are not a member. A lot of them have their message that they are not member. When you are not a member of the Labour Party, you are a member of the obedient. Because that the people constituting themselves a nuisance to the federal government of Nigeria. You see them going on here, you see them on social media talking all manner of rubbish that they do not even understand. They went to court, they couldn't call one single agent to defend all the money they said they stole. And at the end of the day, what now happens? He was not even a member, he was not even the list of register of member of Labour Party. And yet, so where is the ground? On what ground? You know, you see parading himself as a presidential candidate. And you know, there are also some burning issues about the president that has been sworn in. What do you remember? That he did a tweet where he referred to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, using long convoy of car. Later, he deleted that tweet because he doesn't want to accept him as the president, which is unlawful, which is illegal. Also, Baba Adebanjo in Lagos also said the government is illegitimate and Tinubu president does not exist. President Tinubu does not exist. All these are treasonable offense because it is very clear when, you know, treason refers to offense of attempting to overthrow a government of a state through intimidation. And section 37(1) said where you levy a war against a state via the intimidation of a president or governor in an attempt to overthrow that person, you are guilty of treason. And the offense is punishable by life imprisonment. By this, Peter Obi ought not to be moving around the town now. Baba Adebanjo ought not to be moving around the town now. They ought to have been arrested by the DSS or Nigerian police because they have committed a treasonable felony offense. The Constitution of Nigeria permitted anyone declared as a winner at any level to be sworn in, then you that is not in agreement with that can now go to court. Not for you to be claiming that that person is not the president. So what level is Obi now? A man that could not even respect a single court, that could not respect the party, and yet he will be claiming he's the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. He will have been presidential candidate of the obedient or the obedient or anyhow. But once you represent that party, you must respect the constitution of your party as stated by the Supreme Court during McAfee versus Lamidi Sheriff in the judgment. So for now, I am calling on the Surgeon of Police and the DSS, the Obi and Payo Adebanjo ought to be arrested now and charged for treasonable felony because they were trying to intimidate a legally constituted administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in order to overthrow the administration.
So give us your thoughts on the fuel subsidy and now the new contracts.
Well, on the subsidy and the palliative, I hope you have known there are new flying around now that the government have reversed it. They have suspended it and they said they want to, you know, think more. That is a listening administration. You know, a lot of Nigerians raised their voice against the 8,000 per month for 5 months for, you know, vulnerable families. Now the presidency has stopped that. They said they want to make it more inclusive. But I would advise, now that it has been suspended, the president should look more inward into the arena of youth. What I mean by arena of youth? First, the government should take care of our fresh graduates and those that are graduated without job. Even if you want 100,000, because they are Nigerians, these are the people that money ought to be expended on. Even if 100,000, it is easy to now know how many graduates we have. It is very easy. Because we all of us have one single BVN now. It's very easy for them to just collate via NYSC. And those that are above, at least they have exemption certificate. Let them just verify, you know, so that at least they can be giving them stipend. By then they will have removed the load of their parents who have suffered over the years to train them in university, and when they are out, there is no job. It is incumbent on such parents to continue to fend for that child. But I want to advise Mr. President, please look inward into that area so that you can help them. That will go a long way. If Nigeria are under that salary, all of them have their account. All of them have their account. Those that I'm very sure there are no graduate that doesn't have an account. There are no graduates, I'm very sure, that don't have an account. Let them help them at least with 100,000 per month until when they are able to be gainfully employed. Then number two, the small and medium enterprise, businesses, the peasant traders. Government should also find a way, maybe through this cooperative. They can find a way for them, to assist them. There are some of them that 100,000 will go a long way to stabilize their business. I think those two categories of people, they need palliative. Those that are not gainfully employed and those that in this informal sector, they needed assistance. That is the advice I want to give the president. But first, our graduates that are roaming the street, the devil will always use an idle hand. I'm pleading with the president, look into the youth, all those fresh graduates, so that at least let them be earning, stipend, maybe 100,000, maybe 80,000, at least let them be earning that so that they can, be useful to themselves.
Okay, give us your take on the ongoing case by the tribunal and how you think this will pan out, considering the speculation that there might be call and probably a move for a rerun.
Well, no matter, I am not going to preempt them, but I want to believe, and I will plead with the judges of the Electoral Tribunal that Labour Party does not have a petition before them. We don't have a petition before them. It could be between the APC and PDP, because the way and manner they control themselves. But the man who calls himself a president candidate is a fraudulent individual. Everything they presented there is fraud. So I am calling them, I'm calling on them. They must look at whosoever that is a breaker of law cannot be seeking for justice. Obi has been disobeying a court order. Therefore, he should not be seeking for justice in any Electoral Tribunal. They should discountenance him and let that judgment be between the first and the second. Obi should be discountenanced.
Your final words to Nigerians, considering the call for protests and where this will lead us as a nation.
For me, we just need to exercise caution and restraint, because people should not forget NLC of Joajero is planning to turn Nigeria into a war region. So Nigerian youth, Nigerian masses, be wary of NLC. They have a motive. I'm not talking of the TUC, but NLC president is an agent of destabilization. He cannot call for any protest. I've been saying this. He's a man that doesn't like APC. The simple reason is that he's a member of Labour Party. He's a member of INEC of Labour Party. So he's an interested party. So he's not going to be fair in his judgment. So Nigeria, let us watch how we are going to merry-go-round our way out of all this problem caused by the immediate part of the administration. President just, came on board. He wasn't the one that introduced subsidy. Subsidy was there during Baba Sojo. It was there during Jonathan. It was there during, the former president Yadra. But it was Baba Buhari that removed the subsidy and said he doesn't believe in it. And both political parties, all political parties, accepted that subsidy is a fraud. So until when we are able to negotiate this, turbulent water, we just must remain calm. But Nigerians, don't listen to NLC. NLC is partisan, NLC is political. Under Joajero, they are partisan, they are political. They are looking for an attempt to unseat the current administration through all means. So Joajero cannot be trusted.